Right. In the last 2 months, I've been looking at a lot of candidates for the 2027 NBA draft, and now I'm going to give you my top 10 on my big board. If you want an extended big board coming out, that will be soon, probably a 20 or 30 man big board. We're going to go 10 for today, and there's a lot of freshmen on this big board. There are Tyler Tanner, who's coming in first, I'll tell you that for now. But then we've got complete freshmen because I think this class is quite underrated. There's a lot of people saying this is a weaker freshman class, which it definitely is. You don't have an AJ DeVance, Darren Peterson, or Cameron Boozer. But I think there's a lot of players that could live up to the Caleb Wilson level hype. Tyler Tanner's in 10th. He should have gone to the NBA draft this year. He's that good of a point guard. I don't think there are many undersized point guards that really don't lack anything. I think a lot of undersized point guards look bad defensively. Tanner just doesn't. He's a great defender. He gets on the stat sheet defensively. He can lock down players individually. And then you look at his offensive game, you see his vision, you see his passing, and then he's got that three-point touch, he's got that scoring as well. I don't really see, apart from the size, which he kind of doesn't lose anything with the size, what Tyler Tanner's weaknesses are. He just happens to be older than the rest of these guys. 9th is the only guy on this list I don't really know about, Stefan Joksimovic. I've seen a bit of him. I know he is an athletic, big point guard, and it just sounds like Luka Doncic to me. I'm not going to put him any higher till I know who he is, but everything I've seen and read about him, he just seems to be the guy in Europe at the moment. 8th is Bruce Branch. Bruce Branch is a guy, I believe his college output will downplay how good of a player he is. I think he is a great player, but I don't think he is built to be a number 1 or a number 2 option. And I think at BYU, where they've just come off the back of having AJ DeVance to be probably the second best player in the country last year behind Cameron Boozer, they're probably hoping Branch is the same thing. And I really just don't think he has the number 1 option upside that a lot of people are talking about. He has the elite 2-way upside. He can be an incredible defender, but I don't see any unbelievable tools. He has decent length. He's got that passing ability. He's got a scoring ability. He's so versatile. But does he really lock in on one thing and be the best at that? I'm not sure. 7th is the most underrated player in this class. It's Abdou Toure. I think he's the most athletic player in the entire class. He's so strong. He jumps unbelievably high. And he just stuffs the stat sheet so well. He scores inside, and he looks like he might be developing a three-point game. He doesn't quite have the self-creation skills, but he can probably create off the bounce. The playmaking isn't really there. But when you look at the defense, and you look at the ability to generate steals and blocks, and the ability to just lock down players one-on-one, I don't see many better defenders in this entire class. 6th is a guy who's right on par with him defensively. It's Caleb Gaskins. And Caleb Gaskins is a similar player to Abdou Toure in the fact that defensive monsters, highly athletic. I don't think Caleb Gaskins is that big of a freak athletically, but he's definitely athletic. The only thing Caleb Gaskins really has that Abdou Toure doesn't is he just has such a high feel on the offensive side of the ball. They both have a huge motor defensively, but Gaskins' ability to make those mid-range jumpers, I think he has probably the best feel in the mid-range out of anyone maybe in this entire class, and I believe that's really going to show in college, and maybe it'll even extend that out to the three-point line. I think he's like 18th in the recruiting class. He is a top 10 talent, mark my words. 5th overall, you Arkansas fans aren't going to like it. I'm going Jordan Smith Jr. I think he has everything, but I don't think he has enough to be a star player at the NBA level. If that three-point shot develops, and the self-creation into that three-point shot develops, maybe. But he doesn't have absurd playmaking and IQ skills offensively. He is an absurdly good defender. That is his strongest trait, and he's an incredible inside scorer. He's a very good shot maker at the mid-range. But I just don't know if I think he has all that he needs to be that number 1 or number 2 option at the NBA level. He definitely could develop it. I'm just more confident in the top 4 guys. 4th is Cameron Williams. I think you'll see on the top here, they have him 13th on the no ceilings board. He's not 13th. If he fills out the frame, he's a great floor spacer. He's a great defender. He runs really well in transition. I don't know what he doesn't really do as a big man. If he can develop the strength, I think he could be a 4 or a 5 at the NBA level, preferably a 4. But if I've got a top 5 pick next year and Cameron Williams is on the board when I'm there, there's no way I'm not thinking about it. Third is Caleb Holt. He just has everything I think you need to be a shooting guard in the NBA. I don't think he's going to be a combo guard. I don't think he's going to be a point guard. But he definitely could be a shooting guard. He could definitely be a wing because the defense is 100% there. I think it's almost on par with Jordan Smith Jr. And the shooting is far more developed than Jordan Smith Jr., I'd say. And then you look at the strength inside, what he can do with his self-creation skills. They're probably just below Jordan Smith Jr.'s. I think these are two very comparable players because I think they're both kind of combo guards / shooting guard. I don't think either of them are pure point guards. Neither of them have quite the playmaking skills to do that. But I think Caleb Holt is just about more NBA ready. Second is my favourite player in the entire class. It's Jason Crowe Jr. Because this is the only guy I believe can be the number 1 scorer on an NBA team out of all of these guys. He is such a dynamic 3-point shooter. He can shoot from such distances. He's got such a low floor, but the ceiling is so high. This is, I think, one of the pure boom or bust prospects in this class, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if this guy's averages 22 to 25 points at Missouri, and all of a sudden people are saying, is this guy a generational scorer? Because I think he has everything. Apart from the playmaking, if that then stops his gravity, you never know. But if he can develop some playmaking on that offensive side of the ball, I don't think he's too much of a letdown on the defensive side of the ball. I think he just might be the best scorer in this class by an absolute mile. Number 1, Tyran Stokes. Tyran Stokes has everything you need for an NBA player. I will keep going on. The comp is Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is one of my favourite NBA players. He can defend, he can pass, he can dribble, he can shoot, he can do everything you need. If you're going to go even further, there's not many players that could be compared to LeBron James, but Tyran Stokes just does everything a little bit worse. He's athletic, and just the IQ is incredible. If he has the mentality, and if his attitude is right, I think he's the best player on this Kansas team, and I think he's probably one of the only contenders for National Player of the Year outside this freshman class. I think it's him and Jason Crowe. I think that's it. No one else. That was my big board. You probably don't love it, guys, but this is what I believe. And let me know if you want an extended one, because as you see up here, there's more talent. Tunde Yesufu, Dylan Mingo, Braylon Mullins, they would definitely be in a 20-man big board. Go check this out next year in the draft, and check out how these are the top 2. Check out how Caleb Gaskins and Abdi Torre are in the top 10, and call me a genius.